When a game director make a promises of having the most inclusive character creation in a game, but yet gameplay seems to tell otherwise, does that make them a liar? Hello there, how's it there? I'm Mega Killer there. So today, random chat, definitely we are going to talk about Dragon Age the Vanguard, and actually kind of more so that when I was like looking through quite a few videos, include mostly Hillsun video, JT's Sun video, as well as Red Sun video. I think that I feel like it's maybe a much better option to, from in my view, to introduce you guys to one of the game with the best character creation ever. But I will talk about that in a while later. But actually, let's kind of like get into detail why I would say I will have to introduce you guys one of the all-time game, a hentai game if you guys want to hear it, or adult game if you guys don't understand what's the hentai. It's actually more so that when I was like looking through the video and understanding like what's the issue, I even go to the point of watching the whole damn problem of the gameplay, and yeah, I can see why people are mad about the game that is so-called being called inclusive. So putting everything into simple nutshell content or whatever you want to call it, it's just basically that they add the moment of having transgender people in the game along the line. So if those people who want to show the scar on their chest, that mean that there is a so-called chest implant, be it removal of it or having like adding chest to it, and definitely you'll be seeing scar on your chest. Obviously they give the option of that on the chest. It's not the battle scar where you see on a lot of fantasy anime, and Mario Kart Dragon Age is a fantasy game, but as for right now it seems to be a modern game. Other than the word fantasy, it's just the fantasy make it a little bit fancy. So at the end of the day, it's really just back to, yes, the DI got their dirty hand in the game along the line. So the thing is it really as inclusive as they say the game is? I mean, like, if anyone know about DI, diversity, equity, as well as inclusive, then I think the word inclusive should be technically inclusive of everyone. It can be inclusive of not looking good people, it can be inclusive of big size people, it can also inclusive of skinny type people, as well as the good looking people, whether we all like it or not. But the only problem about the issue on the inclusive character creation is that if anyone want to highlight that as a main part of having the most diverse game in the creation of a character for everyone to start using it, then I think it's more fair for me to say that, hey, I think at least that if they include like DI to the character, it should be fair that, yeah, maybe I can give the game a chance. But if it kind of like instead of like adding DI to the game, but they decided to say, hey, let's just make it a DI game, not inclusive of good looking character or whatever, then I think it's fair for me to say, hey, that's not my cup of tea. And I don't drink tea much. I only drink coffee. But obviously, there are times when I do drink tea, like green tea, jasmine tea along the line, or even Earl Grey tea, which is one of my favorite. But doesn't mean that I always go around and say that, hey, I'm gonna love drink tea. I just only occasionally, maybe like 3-4 times per month that I drink tea. But if I drink coffee, it will be mostly like once per week along the line. So obviously, it just kind of like depend on my preference. But if the tea or the coffee doesn't taste good, the first thing you'll be seeing that, hey, I don't like the taste of this coffee, or I don't like the taste of this tea, obviously I'm not gonna get it. That's how simple when it comes to game. If there's people who don't like it, if people don't like the game, obviously game company have to understand that, hey, if people don't like it, they're gonna buy it. And that's the reason why first time impression of game is very, very important. Because if people look at the game character, look at the game everything along the line, if the game, you say that it promises inclusive character, it should be inclusive of both ends, the good looking one and DI. If you just only make it everything is just DI, when the character don't even look good, when the character having like questionable thing, and even on the part that apparently the biggest butt size or the biggest chest size or the biggest meal piper part size can only be adjusted to like doesn't even look realistic, because it's just basically everything is just then flat like a freaking cutting board, then I think it's fair for me to say that, hey, I think that's not as inclusive as we all thought, because it just say that they just make it, oh, we promise that it's very inclusive. Yeah, I think you're lying at this point of time, you know. So obviously, if you guys want to know more what actually happened within All Point, I would suggest you guys to check out the video on the link description below to Red Sun, Hill Sun, as well as JT Sun video, because definitely what I'm going to say is that what kind of F out thing they did. I mean, like, there's really like real life people, real life woman, or female, or young lady, or whatever you want to call the other gender of a male along that line, is that they actually indicate that they are not happy about being exclusive. I mean, like, it's really back to the point when I say a lot of, like, in a lot of my random chat, it's really anyone who do know, go and check out all my past random chat that is about game topic, is that I talk about like DI doesn't seem to be as inclusive as we all thought. It just basically back to the part of that saying that as long as it's not someone who is transgender or L along the line, then I think it's not fair to be. And even I mean, like, even if you say like there is the LGBTQ, the lesbian, right? They are actually, even in, from what I do know, is that there are actually good looking lesbian in the whole damn world. There is like big chest lesbian, there is big butt lesbian. So when they say that DI, does that mean that they also exclusive of those people from the LGBTQ community themselves, not just the real life people who is kind of like being so-called straight along the line? Because hey, I mean, like, if there is people who in the LGBTQ community, some girls who look ran great, but if they are into girls on girl action, with I mean, like, that's, they live their life, I live my life, that's all I can say. But it's really kind of like doesn't sit well with me when they kind of like saying that, oh, all people must be like cutting board along the line, not very big chest, not very big butt, or guys don't have a very huge ding dong along the line. Then it's kind of weird, like, what do you mean by inclusive? Obviously, enough talking. I think it's more fair for me to introduce you to guys to one of the game company that actually no longer exists anymore, apparently, because it actually defunct on 2023, discontinued. And the only thing is that what you guys may not be aware is that it's actually a hentai game company or adult video game in Japan, and it's really one of the infamous or famous, depending on how you look at it, because due to some controversy gameplay that is being set to release and got cancelled along the line, is that this game is actually very popular within Japan, with a lot of people playing the game, and as well as some community outside in the overseas. What a lot of people may not be aware is that the word hentai is actually mean from the word pervert, which is the reason why that is called the hentai game or the pervert game. But obviously, a lot of people tend to just say that it's a when you say a hentai game, it's just basically a not a pervert game, but actually known as a adult game. So hentai itself can also have two meaning. It's adult porn, or basically a person is horny. So when you have that, it's just basically the word hentai is just a misinterpretation by the Western people. It's just basically the person is horny. It can mean that the person is a pervert. It can mean the person is horny. So in this order, we'll just say that it's just a horny game. But why do I have to drag this game out? And why would I say that this actually game have the most, as what I would say, the most inclusive character creation in all time, is that initially they actually have released quite a few so-called hentai game that is actually fixed character with big chest, small, tall, whatever along the line. It's all fixed. There was actually not much character that is actually where you can adjust the character. It was all changed when they released a game that actually kind of like let me see, where was it again? I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in like Sassy Beach, or Sassy Beach. Like, there was also another game like artificial intelligence or changing along the line. But Sassy Beach, like, that was really one of the game where they allowed you to do a customization on the game character. Not really Sassy Beach or whatever if I'm wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure there was one Pacific one. Was it Schoolmate? Yeah, there's a lot of game that will definitely, but I do know one of the latest game, not really latest game, actually more like towards all the ending, from what I do know, like Koikatsu or Honey Selecto, one thing a lot of people need to understand, it allowed you to, like, such game actually allowed you to do character creation. Well, the game have a pre-made character. Character can create or modify female character in great detail. Do take note of this word great detail. Because what you guys may not be aware is that in the great detail, it means that not only does that mean that you can make your character look ugly, it can also mean that you can make a character look sexy, big chest, small chest, flat chest, big butt, small butt, no butt, and when I say almost no butt, it's just basically it seems like it is so damn flat that it's almost like none. But it's really kind of like it even allow you to make the character look even like having a big belly or very skinny, like with a glass hour shape along the line. And if you guys really want to see is it true or not, go and search it out yourself, because the images are all very sensitive for YouTube to. That's why I can't show you guys that, but go and search it out on Illusion Game or Honey Select. Like a lot of games where they allow you to customize the character, they allow you to change the character to how it like. You can make the character as tall as you, or taller than you, or even shorter than you, like what people always call them the lollies. So when you have a character customization that allow you to do as many things as possible, from small little lolly to tall people, from skinny little girl to all the way to big size girl. And when I say big size girl, it's actually kind of like, don't really want to call them in a bad way, but let's just call them big size for now. So when you have a game creation allow you to do all that, and hell, they allow you to adjust the eyes, let them big, make them small, make them almost flat, or even have the most bigger mouth or the small little mouths along the line. Like if they allow you to adjust every single thing in a game character creation, that's what I call the most impressive game creation, character creation for a game. More so it's actually for a game, for a hentai. So the thing is, right, when you think about it, is right, this game company, how the hell did they manage to get this continued? Is probably because they couldn't sustain anymore in, like, when it's kind of like it's their brand is just only catering around hentai or AV or whatever you call it. So obviously there is going to be a time when they are going to just discontinue, when there's not much people supporting them. But the thing is, right, I will only say that they have the most impressive group of game that I ever see in my life. I had touched a few in the past, like Honey Selector. Is that was a game that I managed to come across when I first reached Japan, and though it was released in 2016, the one that when I go to Japan was 2007, and the party series, the extension, was the one that I get to know about that. So when you think about it, like they have the most diverse character. Like I'm not sure about others previous game, but I definitely do know Honey Select was the one that I came across, and I was very shocked at the amount of diversity, like the amount of inclusive of to a game female character. So it's just like a freaking dating sim video game, and yet it allowed you to customize the male character to make your male character as big as possible, or make the female character as crazy as possible. And it's really just show to mean that, hey, that is what I call the most inclusive game character. Because the thing is, right, if they allow you to do that, then obviously it should be fair that when a game company make the claim that they're going to have the most inclusive character creation, then you should really let gamers to have the ability to customize the game character to whatever they want, not setting a limitation within the game. Because the thing is, like, the moment you say that, oh, to 100% the chest is still look damn flat, then it kind of like just show that you are just excluding all the big size guy girls that is exclusive in the real life world. I mean, like, it just basically just prove to show that they never been to the beach, and just to dismiss every big size girl or big chest girl or big butt girl or skinny little girl along the line as all not realistic to them. Because when they say the most realistic or unrealistic, yeah, I think it's fair for me to go back to the old video, link in the description below. Yeah, they just don't want us to have nice thing at this point of time. But hey, That's just all my speculative thought, just a random chat. If you do agree, disagree, or whatever, or do you feel like there is something you want to add on, or maybe you have your own opinion, your own view, your own take, or whatsoever along the line, just write in the comment below. We can discuss it further. But till then, that being said, I hope you guys have. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. Yep, almost forgot that. But before anything all too random, the one thing I definitely hope you guys is have a nice day or night. Bye.